because I wanted to start in the New Testament, look at some of the things that most of the people listening, because remember, this is a CC 101 class as part of the new process of coming out of what you had before into this new understanding of Scripture. And most people coming in will have a much stronger understanding of the New Testament than the Old Testament, because that's just the nature of the background. And so we wanted to take these New Testament verses and then go back to the Old, back to Genesis, and work our way forward, and then full circle get back to the New Testament to demonstrate what was really being talked about. Moabites and Ammonites, you know why they were cursed? These were the children of Lot and his daughters. Okay, so it came from a terrible incestuous relationship. And so this is not something that it's disgusting and abhorrent to the creator of the universe, just like it would be to all of us. And so they were to be kept out of the assembly, even onto the 10th generation. Now, when you're going back in the lineage, you will see that it's less than 10 generations from when this is spoken to Ruth. So then how can she be in the lineage? Too many groups teach this and have latched onto, and you even see this playing out in Paul's writings a ton, this idea about birth lineage being above all. And this is demonstrating that birth lineage is not above all. You know, we have Paul writing things like, there's neither Greek nor Jew, there's neither male nor female, etc. In other words, what you were born doesn't have anything to do with whether or not you're in the body. What matters is your choices. And we're going to see that play out tremendously throughout this teaching. That's the whole point of the teaching, is that being Israelite is a choice, not a birth. James never made the decision that they don't need to circumcise. He made the decision that they don't need to do it before they understand. This is kind of like the stupidity that we've seen in our own Congress with Obamacare when it first came out, saying, well, we can't read it until we vote on it first. But that's what I'm saying. That's what it was like with James. They wanted these people to make a commitment to circumcise and be part of the group without even knowing what they were signing. What kind of contract is this? But he says here in Exodus 12, the sojourner who's been with you and amongst you and studying, and when he's ready, if he's willing to go ahead and make that commitment, he can eat the Passover. He's got to commit, though, through circumcision. So we're saying is that the laws, all of Torah, applies equally to the ger as the native born. Why? Because as you practice, so you learn and so you do. So why would you tell someone who's a ger, who's a proselyte, who's a Talmud, a student, a disciple, a Talmud, why would you say that this student or Talmud can do whatever he wants until he's ready to make a commitment? Then he's going to all of a sudden have to learn everything. But he should be practicing it. But over a 40-year period, by the time you get to the Jordan, there's no more gerim. The ones who were sojourning with them have now made a commitment. So we see this. And what's the difference? They made a citizenship choice. They made a choice to be Israel. And so this is the huge, all major, I don't know how else to emphasize. This is the biggest part of the teaching that I'm teaching you in these parts here. This discovering your identity is that your identity is only partially what you started out with, were raised with, and born with. Your destiny is that you get to choose your identity. 2 houses is a punishment. They're supposed to be one. They were split into 2 as a punishment, and then 10 of them in the northern kingdom, the house of Ephraim or the house of Israel, got dispersed. But we have prophecies about them being restored back to one. And that's what I believe in, and that's what I'm looking forward to. But I accept the reality that until Ezekiel 37 and Jeremiah 31, there are 2. There's no scripture to give me anything else. But wait a minute, there's a bigger picture here. The bigger point and bigger picture is this is your absolute, just shining example of the opportunity that everybody who was not born native born can point to and say, oh, if she can do it, I can do it.